Hi, I'm Care, and I'm going to be presenting my organizational analysis on Target Corporation. What is Target? Target is an American retail corporation that operates a large chain of discount department stores headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They are the seventh largest retailer in the United States. According to their website, they sell a wide variety of food and general merchandise, from clothing to household goods to electronics and toys. We customize the assortment of each store to its neighborhood and our local guests. Target employment selection. Having worked for Target personally, I got an inside look at how the employment process works. I found the position on a well-known job search website and applied on there. I then got an email from their human resources department minutes later asking to fill out another application. The questions were fairly straightforward, such as prior retail experience, education, background check, etc. There was also a few tests and quizzes I had to take, like what would you do in this situation? How would you handle a customer who was like this, etc., etc. Probably just checking what knowledge I have on retail and customer service. I then got an email minutes after submitting that application and those tests and quizzes asking me to do a recorded video interview. All I did was answer prompted questions from a pre-recorded video and simply record my answers. After that, I got a call a couple of days later from Human Resources saying I got the job and my orientation was the next day. As I didn't think it was as thorough as it should have been, but I was pretty happy that I got the job, and yeah. Target performance appraisals. So these are conducted by their supervisors known as team leaders. They're in charge of team members or your regular store associates. They would not do these unless something was going on. So if you were not performing at your best or putting in your best effort, they would sit down with you and talk about how to improve your performance. They truly cared about how their employees were doing and were willing to help them do better in any way they could. I once got a performance appraisal from my team leader, and they were willing to work with me on how to become a better team member. It turned out I needed more positive praise from my higher ups and a check-in on how everything was going every now and then. Training and development. Training here was a mixture of on-the-job training, computer-assisted training, and net-based training. Target has devices called Zebras, or My Device, and a lot of training was done on these. It tells you how things are done at that specific location and different things that you'll find at the store, like different machinery. So what these would teach you are like how things are operated, how you work certain equipment, how you clock in during the day, how you check your pay stub, like all that simple stuff. The on the job training, was done by a fellow team member and usually lasts about a week or two depending on what position you have. Mine lasted about a week. They also hold orientations for new employees to show them how Target operates and to begin their electronic training. The on the job training, was fairly simple. It was basically going over what tasks I had to do and basically went over everything that the My Device did not go over. So how to fold clothes properly. Like I worked in the clothing department, so my job was like folding the clothes and stocking the shelves and making sure that everything was stocked where it should be and making sure that the items were on the proper shelves. So stuff like that had to be shown through like with another employee, but everything else is just basically shown on the My Device or the Zebras. Target leadership. There is a hierarchy in Target leadership. The lowest level is team member, which was what I was. That's where most employees are under this title. Next is team leader, and they oversee all the team members in that specific department. So since I was in clothing, there were 2 team leads who were in clothing and household. After that, there's executive team leader, and they are in charge of the team leads and the team members. Then there's the store director, and they are the highest level. My store director his name was James, and he was one of the nicest guys I've ever met. We had a few store directors because James was also in the military, so he couldn't be there sometimes, but they also would have other people take over his place when he was on duty. They really emphasize team here. So it's not like supervisor or manager, like they really want everyone to think like they're part of a team and that they're making a difference. So I think that's why they have those titles, is to make sure like, okay, I'm not just some person who's being bossed around. I'm actually part of a team and my efforts don't go unnoticed, and like I do play an important part in the store because we're all a team. Target motivation. So they used a few tactics to motivate their employees. They have a calendar in their break room with different activities during the breaks, and they also show different holidays to celebrate, like Pride Month, Jewish holidays, federal holidays, etc. They once had a bingo set up in the break room, which I thought was really fun. They also brought us like pizza during like busy days, or they would bring us like cake and stuff. They also were big on positive praise to cheer up team members. So saying like, keep up the good work, or that's what I like to see. I love to see an empty cart from like stocking and stuff. Like they always wanted to make sure that like you knew that you were doing a good job. And we would motivate each other too. So like the team members, we always would chat with each other while doing our work. And we were able to like, praise each other like, hey, you're doing a really good job. I see what you're doing. So it was really nice to like have that motivation on both levels. Working conditions here were actually really good. Because it's a department store, the lighting was always like really bright, so you always felt like awake. And there are lots of bright colors, and their main colors are red and white. So while we all wore red and white, it was also like nice to see all those bright colors. And there's always good music playing over the speakers. I loved it when they played some of my favorite songs. And they actually do like to see like what your song recommendations are, so they can play it over the speaker. The stores are very big. Most of us have been to a Target. So walking around in there was awesome. You got some great exercise from walking all over the place. I got over 10,000 steps, like easily over 10,000 steps after every shift. So I ended up losing like 15 pounds from this job. I'm not even kidding. It was actually amazing because I was walking that much and I was lifting so many things. So it was really good. Work schedules are great too. They have very flexible hours, and you can choose what days you work and when you don't work, and you can choose what days you are available when you're not available. This is a really fun thing that they do here. You can trade shifts with someone in your department if your shift doesn't work for you. You can also pick up shifts very easily through their time clock app. They have an app that you can download on your phone, and basically this shows you when you're working, like when your shift is, but it also tells you like if your time off got approved. Can you switch a shift with somebody? You know, can you like pick up a shift? Can you let go of a shift? So like it's telling you all these different things that you can do so you can make more money, work less, work more. Like it's honestly amazing. That was a major perk of like working at Target. I could pick up so many shifts and it helped me make more money. They have seasonal, part-time, and full-time positions. And they had 15-minute rest breaks every 2 hours, and then they would have 30-minute breaks every 4 hours. Everyone was pretty much working over 4 hours there. So everyone got like a 15-minute and then a 30-minute. I usually worked around 6 to 8 hours, so I kind of got both. You never get bored while working because there's always something to do. People would think it gets monotonous after a while, but it really doesn't. There's always something to do at Target, whether it's stocking or folding or what they would call zoning, which is like cleaning up your department. They had a lot of different things to do, and my team leads really liked me from what I've heard. So they would always try and like get me to do new things. Like one time they helped me learn how to print new labels or price tags for certain products. So like they're always giving you like opportunities to learn something new, and they're always willing to teach you something new. So that's always fun. It can be physically demanding because you're on your feet all day and you're always walking. So you have to wear like really good shoes. But they are understanding that, sometimes it gets tiring after doing that, and they'll let you like sit down for 5 minutes on a bench. Like if you're really like, like I just need a break, they're usually very understanding of that. With any job, as with any job, working at Target is also stressful. Whether it's dealing with irate customers, my device isn't cooperating, or you're just not having a good day at all. Target has really good mental health resources, and the team leaders are always willing to listen. During this, my summer was very hectic between summer classes and, you know, to work and family life and like all that stuff. So I one time was having a very bad day at work, and one of my team leaders noticed, and they said, "Hey, let's go to my office. Let's talk for a bit." They noticed I wasn't performing at my best, and they said, "What can we do to help you?" And I said, "Honestly, if I could just have 5 minutes, like just to have a drink of water and just like breathe for a minute." And they said, "Absolutely." And they're very understanding with how, like, life gets in the way, and they're very understanding of that. They have great health benefits, health insurance, like mental health resources, and they're always willing to like promote that, and they're free to use, I think, the mental health resources. So I always thought that was a big perk as well. Now, the final question: would I recommend working here? Absolutely, I would. This was an amazing job to have. Not only did I make a lot of friends there, like work buddies, but I also just had a great time working there. I learned more about retail, and I feel like that's an experience that not a lot of people get to have. So I'm very grateful that I now have that kind of experience under my belt. And it was just a great place to work at. I mean, the atmosphere was always fun. The customers were always nice. I mean, I have a lot of good memories there. One of my favorite friends was the security guard, Jeff. So like, there was always like something fun to do. And you can always like find people to talk to, and it was just really nice. And these are my references. I'm hoping you enjoyed this presentation, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. And I really enjoyed this class, guys. This has been awesome. Thank you so much.